How the other video merged in with my video. This is a continuation, same day, and it was talking about the atrocities in Israel with Hamas and the crimes against humanity that have been going on, apparently. I say apparently because I don't know all the details. Sure looks to me like a lot of painful occurrences have occurred, and with many wars that we found out, there's been deception around it. People really die. Heartache and crimes against humanity really have happened. They are happening now, and they'll continue to happen until there's a new heaven and a new earth. And to that end, I labor. I'm looking forward to that time. And what I'm wanting to do is help people make an informed choice on their eternity based on truth and reality. All right. Oh, so I don't have to just jump out of here yet. I wanted to show you the video, actually where I was when I had to cut the broadcast. It looks like an osprey just caught a fish. And the surf is up pretty big. The set isn't coming in right now. It was a bit earlier. You can see it if you care to. Yeah, it's picking up a bit. Okay, so this is the new Truthmobile. You can reach out and call me anytime. Hopefully I get my printing back. It'll have large truth on the hood, on the back window, my name and phone number, big enough so that people can see it. It's a Toyota Prius, working out great for me. So one of the other dynamics, I know people can, if they get close to the car, they could take a picture of the sticker, call me if they want. I understand that. However, in a driving situation where people can, it's an oddity, obviously. It's unusual. So people will take a picture of it quite often. I'll see it. I've seen little kiddos that can barely see over their passengers or sitting in the passenger seat, barely big enough to look over the dashboard, and all of a sudden I'll see their camera go up and they take a picture of it. And what will they do with that? What will they do with that information? I don't know. It's out of my control. I want people to make an informed choice on their forever. Where will you spend forever and why? Looks like I've got a little coconut oil on the camera there. Yeah, see how that works? It's a microfiber. Works out pretty nice, actually. Alrighty then. So this is at the Prince Resort, Tower 2. So I'm putting together a video, I should say, let me flip this around, my video autobiography. I wanted to tell the story firsthand like nobody else can, and I would be the most likely candidate to do that. Of course, if it's a autobiography, I'm the one telling the story. I'm the one living it. So I've had a curiosity for as long as I remember how and why things work. And some of the things that I say, obviously, I repeat uh, because the truth is worth repeating, I believe. And the more important the truth, the more important the, I should say, the more significant the question, with situational awareness and critical thinking as pieces of that equation. The more important the question to you or me or who's looking into it, the more important an accurate, truthful answer actually is. So when I found out that there was an intentional deception, that war was actually being waged against humanity by the Almighty's nemesis, or the villain of this war, this battle between good and evil, we've got mucus containing nanotechnology. There's my friend John again. He's worked his way down here. Look at that longboard, isn't it? Water. He knows it all. He's the Almighty. He's Almighty. That's the truth about that. So a lot of people are enamored or mesmerized by what it can do. The Almighty is way more powerful than that. And it's a mimicry, or it's a mimicry of what the Almighty can do. A technological tool that gives a heightened awareness or an increased awareness of what's going on in the world and in our bodies. So all that information there's an awareness of it, and then there's a control of the individuals. A lot of friendly dog walkers and dog joggers. I've met a lot of wonderful people out on the point there walking their dogs. A lot of them are rescue dogs. I've had people say, I rescued that dog and that dog rescued me. Gave me a purpose to keep living. It may seem like, well, that's what they've told me, and I understand it. I make sure that there's at least 5 gallons of water for the cats to get to in a variety of locations, and plenty of food in case I can't get back. Maybe somebody will have to go there. I know it's a bit macabre. I'm exposing why it keeps cutting out, but I'll do what I can to keep on going for a while, because I'm not done yet. Okay. Okay. So there's a little puddle, big, covers the face and can't be felt. The globe is almost like the medulla, or the focal point of the globalists and their global deception. The globe is a part of the deception. The worldwide population that's believing that lie are the ones that have been bamboozled by it. So let me flip this around. I'm going to show you a bigger puddle. I don't want to go real deep in there, but what I am going to do is I'm going to go a little ways in and then back up. Let you see the ripple tracks that I'm making. Will it happen? Oh yeah. There they are. I've got other videos where I've driven through this. I don't necessarily need to do that now. Alrighty. A Ferrari just pulled out. I think it might be Bill. My friend Bill has a convertible Ferrari up there. I don't remember everything. I just remember enough to know what I need to know when I need to know it. On a busy year, we've had approaching 20 million guests here in the Grand Strand of Myrtle Beach. See, that is one of the epicenters of the research library that I put together. Once again, the mirror that is. See it? Now it's free parking here from 5 p.m. to 9 a.m. So if difficulty I've had in a long time maintaining a continuous broadcast. It keeps getting cut. What I mentioned in the earlier video is that there has been a call by a former leader of Hamas for a worldwide act out of violence, and you can hear it. It's being perpetuated through the media cycle. Even my mentioning it perpetuates it as well. I'm not calling for violence. I will protect myself, and with the law of the alter ego law that goes along with South Carolina's Second Amendment laws. What that means, I found out on my concealed weapons permit acquisition, the training for that. I have excellent skills dealing with tactical tools, and one of the mentions of the alter ego, I can intervene on somebody's behalf in, let's say they're being assaulted, I can intervene in that situation and even exercise lethal force. And I would want to have a very clear situational awareness, very clear cognitive function, not impaired by any drugs or substances, drugs, alcohol, or anything else that would impair my cognitive function. So there's a responsibility that goes along with being prepared to deal with what may actually be a day that goes down in infamy worldwide. I don't know what's going to happen. The Almighty does. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm looking to bring a solution to the trouble and the fallen, sinful world that I was born into, the battle that I was born into. So apparently here at the Coastal Preserve, I was able to do a rather continuous broadcast here, and it's a pretty place to do it. So I'm just going to step on back here for a bit, or roll on back here. So right now the engine isn't even running, it's just moving on electric. Imagine having free electricity, virtually free, 0-point energy, as it's also known as. So Stanley Meyer says there's more energy in a gallon of water than a gallon of gas. I believe that. Believe that to be true. I'm going to want to go over to the Starbucks right now. You can compare it to the video of yesterday and see where the sun actually is from the same spot I was at yesterday, at a different time, obviously. So where are we and when are we? There's the discussion of the simulation hypothesis, which some people's take on that. I'm going to tell you what my take on it is. That we're actually living in a simulation and a base reality. So Elon Musk says that it's 1 in billions that we're living in the base reality. I'm saying that's false. I'm saying that we definitely live in the base reality, and then there are many simulations of what the computer works up, the quantum supercomputers, to model what we may do with quite a bit of precision. Part of the evidence of that is the Google knowing what it wants to recommend to us, what it thinks we're interested in, Amazon remembering what we looked at, it can show us what we looked at, and then it recommends what it thinks we would like to look at. And then there's the recommendations of YouTube videos, which is YouTube is related with the Alphabet organization, the parent company of Google. So all of that. That truck was made in Appleton, Wisconsin, where I used to live, real nearby. Pierce Manufacturing, Appleton, Wisconsin. Got friends that work there. I've got friends that worked on jets that went to the world's wealthiest people, Gulfstream and Grand Chute, right near the ATW, the Appleton Airport. Now apparently it's an international airport, ATW. I don't fly much anymore. I have some personal belongings that aren't allowed on aircraft that are publicly flown. You can know that the private jets have security forces for obvious reasons. When somebody is worth, let's say in Elon Musk's case, billions of dollars, there's quite an incentive for people to try and get that money. So they're vulnerable. There's a vulnerability. So they have security teams. Some of them have pretty elaborate security teams and rather secure facilities that they live in. Steel reinforced concrete, insulated concrete. Some of them may live on an island, isolated from a lot of humanity. In this world that we live in, I believe it's very likely that there's lands that are not known to the majority of the population, lands beyond, some of us call it. Apparently Admiral Byrd saw a lot of that. We've got the Antarctic Treaty that the countries of the world largely decided to not allow the citizens of their to go there. Okay, so there are tours to go there. You'll get to maybe have a photo op by what they call the geographic South Pole. I'm not buying it. It could be the North Pole for all we know. I don't know, it's very disorienting to be in an aircraft without windows. Without windows for the majority of the occupants. They can't see it. They can't see what's going on there. I've met people that went on Operation Deep Freeze. Because of the nature of what I do and how often I go to the Prince Resort there, people can just plan to see me there. And they do. They've told me. So I cutting out when I don't know why. When I see Tesla and wave to it, the vehicle that has 8 cameras on it, at least that we're told, is monitoring all the time in case an event happens. So because of my direct interaction with Elon Musk, sending him a package, a 4-foot tube with me photoshopped on a shirt that's inside, photoshopped in the Roadster, the official photo, and a Cybertruck, and Tesla Racing stickers, and my YouTube channel with the name and phone number all there. You can see it. It's a minute and 4 seconds long video that I did showing it. I wanted him to be able to click on it if he wanted to, go to my channel, and he would see I'm at the FedEx. This is the package, and I sent it there overnight. To do that, I thought that's perhaps get the attention of Elon Musk. That doesn't mean that I put my stamp of approval on everything he's doing. Obviously, that's not the case if you followed what I'm about. I'm exposing the military, medical, financial, industrial complexes, the shadow government, the World Economic Forum, and its tentacles throughout humanity and the entire world system, and the mind control technology that's been foisted or forced onto humanity. I thought you should know. Trying to flip that around. Yes. So I remember what it was like driving a gas guzzler, and then when I would sit at an intersection like this, it would, all 8 cylinders keep on running. I could turn it off, but then my little starter might get tired of starting up so often. So this one uses the large generator that gets activated to get the engine going again when it needs to. It's pretty cool. There's the monitor that shows that the engine's not running. I've got a lot of battery. It's pretty cool. I've got an inverter for this car that will also operate my freezers, coffee machine, Ninja, to puree my food, all of that. So this is the Robert Edge Parkway, going away from the ocean and crossing over the Intracoastal Waterway. So one of the things that I was mentioning, they're all speeding, by the way, just so you know. I'm not dogging it. Now I'm going to go. Okay, looks like I've got a broadcast again. It may be, the interruptions may be because of a lot of communications going on, a lot of chatter, maybe. I don't know. So the relentless pursuit of truth, because I've realized that the more important the question, the more important an accurate answer is. What I have found out is that we're in a battle, and truth and deception are primary weapons. It's more than a battle, it's a battlefield. People spend forever, and why? The Almighty determines that. The battlefield is got digital media worldwide for the better part of my life, as I've been able to. So I'm not just handing over let me bring it up here. I've given some of these digital CDs, audio Bibles away, and they were about $120 at the time. I actually got some in a bulk discount for like $75, and then I ended up giving them away to world leaders, entertainment leaders, and that Christian music performers, and all of that. Then I found that I could get a digital MP3 disc and send that out, and it had the Bible on it, the entire Bible on 2 discs. Then, as technology developed, I could share the Bible.com domain or the Bible.com website, in real time, in an instant. People could have full access to all the major languages of the world, about 2,000 languages now, and then multiple translations of that, languages, translations, and versions, all of that. So that's what I have been doing the whole time. Now, a lot of people believe that the Bible is irrelevant because science says so. Couldn't be further from the truth. The Bible is true because it's what it says and exposes is true. A lot of people don't like that. I'm not just handing over an impossible command for obedience. What I'm showing is within the Word of God, the person of Jesus Christ. He provided a way where there is no other way for redemption. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He's not one of them. He's not one of many. Not at all. He's the Almighty that took up flesh and dwelt among us. That's why I do this. That's why I'm not afraid to live, die, or tell the truth. He has to approve whatever he allows to happen to me. So I want to be in right standing with him, obediently walking with him. And then instead of me handing him a to-do list with what I want to see him do in the world and in my life, I simply want to find out what he created me to do and rely on him to empower me to do that. They weren't honking at me, by the way. Sometimes people don't want to let us in. That's their prerogative. There's a lot of a-holes. A lot of difficult people. Are they really people? Are they synthetics? Are they mind-controlled, demon-possessed, perhaps? I don't know. I don't know who they are or what they are. So in the Parkway Plaza here, there's also a dialysis center. That's where they run the blood through a system that cleans it using, wait for it, reverse osmosis, highly purified water. That's what's used for that. I got clued into that about almost 40 years ago. The reason why that's important is because the water is very aggressive, draws toxins out of the body, and a person that's going to the dialysis center has a physiology that's shutting down. It could be because of a toxic exposure, sometimes from alcohol or drugs. It's a miracle I'm even alive because of a near-fatal suicide attempt in '05, where I consumed a bottle and a half of Tylenol PM gel caps. I was on pharmaceuticals as directed, and I didn't want to live anymore really bad. And I just thought I was going to wake up with Jesus, go to sleep and wake up with Jesus. And I've come to believe that that's not a path that I would recommend to anybody. I would never recommend suicide. Okay, so I'm exposing the medical industrial complex, which uses pharmaceuticals to contaminate humanity and put people in a chemical straitjacket. I can show you our neighborhood again. So I'm not embarrassed to talk about that. I had, I would say it was pretty much a nervous breakdown shortly after 9/11. It was my 40-year birthday, my midlife crisis birthday in August. And then a little more than a month later, we had 9/11 of 2001, a wake-up call for humanity. We'll never forget, will we? They made sure of that. They sure did. So that's part of a psychological operation, the way that that's been done. The reinforcement of the official narrative, and then for those of us that have become aware that the official narrative wasn't even possible. So they lied about it. I'm exposing that. A lot of people around that exposing 9/11 were killed. I want people to know that this official narrative that we're being force-fed through from cradle to grave, in vivo, in vitro, we're being manipulated by the endorphins and chemicals that are running through the bloodstream of our mothers that are being freaked out by, in my upbringing. Take a look at what was going on in 1961 when I was born. August 5th of 61 is when I was born. We had a lot going on in the early 60s. The Cuban Missile Crisis and all of that. I know my mother drank some beer. I'm not blaming my alcoholic tendencies on her. It was my attempt to use drugs and alcohol to escape reality or to fashion it in my own liking is pretty common. And so now I'm free from that. There are drugs and chemicals that, well, it is kind of a nice area here. It tasted really salty when I've been in it before. The water feels like maybe 65 or so. Rather pretty. Making some ripples. Isn't that pretty? So I live right down the street from here. Oh. Oh. How cool is that? So at this time of the day, It's no big deal for me to do a video here. If there were a bunch of kiddos in here with their moms and dads, they might think, hey, you don't have our permission and all that. I don't want to push the envelope and intentionally upset people at all. I don't intentionally upset anybody. It just seems to come natural. How about that? So that's part of the deal. Let's see how this looks if I drop it down low. I can't really see what I'm doing too much there because the lighting and all that. This could actually be a nice place to do more of a broadcast if I want to. Apparently I've got some pretty good signal here. And like I had mentioned earlier, it may be that there may be a lot of chatter because of threats from Hamas representatives for violence worldwide. Not promoting that. I'm going to expose that and say I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. So here we go. Let me flip that around. I want to thank you for your public and private encouragement. The way that this is broken up so much, I think I would rather just be able to end it. Let's give it an. What do we have for the end screen? Yeah, the lighting's pretty good. Pretty nice shot. Okay, so is what you believe actually true? Or is it your own preferred perspective? The truth matters. That's the short answer. Thank you for your public and private encouragement. This is Robert Forsch with the truth about everything. Feel free to call me anytime. Thank you so much.